June 8, 1708. The Caribbean Sea, just off the coast of Cartagena, Colombia. The night air is thick with the smell of gunpowder and desperation. The San Jose, the pride of the Spanish fleet, a floating fortress carrying the richest cargo ever assembled in human history. In her hold sits the tax revenue of an entire continent, gold, silver, and emeralds meant to save the Spanish Empire from bankruptcy. But the San Jose never made it home. In a skirmish with British warships, a single cannonball found the galleon's powder magazine. In an instant, 600 lives, and a fortune that would today be worth $17 billion, vanished beneath the waves. For 300 years, she sat in the dark. A ghost story, a legend. Until now, the San Jose has been found. But the discovery hasn't brought peace. Instead, it has started a new war. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. Governments, salvage mercenaries, and indigenous nations are sharpening their knives. The question isn't just how to get it up. The question is, who is about to pull off the biggest heist in maritime history? To understand why nations are ready to sue each other into oblivion over a rotting wooden hull, you have to understand what is actually down there. The San Jose wasn't just a merchant ship, it was a bank vault. She was carrying 6 years of accumulated taxes from the Viceroyalty of Peru. We are talking about 11 million gold coins, hundreds of tons of silver ingots from the mines of Potosi, and crates of uncut Colombian emeralds, some the size of eggs. In 1708, King Philip V of Spain was desperate. The War of the Spanish Succession was bleeding his treasury dry. The San Jose was his lifeline. When the British Commodore Charles Wager attacked, his orders were to capture the ship, not sink it. When the San Jose exploded, the British sailors watched in horror as their prize money rained down into the sea. Today, experts call it the Holy Grail of shipwrecks. The value is estimated between $17 and $20 billion. That is more than the GDP of some small nations. And it's sitting at a depth of 600 meters, perfectly preserved by the cold, dark water. You can't steal a treasure if you can't find it. And this is where the modern drama begins. Who actually found the San Jose? In 1981, a US-based salvage company called Sea Search Armada, or SSA, claimed they had located the wreck. They made a deal with the Colombian government. We tell you where it is, and we split the loot 50-50. But Colombia changed its mind. The government passed a law slashing the finder's fee from 50% to a mere 5% finder's fee. SSA refused to reveal the exact coordinates. The two sides went to court. For decades, the treasure remained a secret, caught in legal purgatory. Then, in 2015, a bombshell. Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos announced to the world, "We have found the San Jose." They claimed the Colombian Navy, independent of the Americans, found the wreck in a different location than what the Americans claimed in the 80s. Was it a coincidence? Or did Colombia redefine the coordinates to cut the Americans out of the deal? The US investors say they are victims of a state-sponsored double cross. They are currently suing Colombia for $10 billion in the Permanent Court of Arbitration. But the Americans aren't the only ones coming for the gold. As soon as the ship was found, Spain entered the chat. Spain argues that the San Jose was a state vessel. Under international maritime law and UNESCO conventions, a sunken warship belongs to the country its flag flew, regardless of where it sank. Spain says this isn't a treasure chest. It's an underwater graveyard for 600 Spanish sailors. They want the ship left alone or returned to Spain as heritage. Colombia says absolutely not. The ship is in Colombian territorial waters. They argue that the San Jose is part of Colombia's cultural patrimony. They plan to raise it, build a museum, and sell the duplicate coins to fund the operation. And then there is the third, and perhaps most morally compelling claim, the Cara Cara indigenous nation of Bolivia. They argue that the silver and gold aboard that ship wasn't Spanish, and it certainly wasn't Colombian. It was torn from the earth by their ancestors, enslaved in the brutal mines of the Andes. They say the treasure is blood money, and it belongs to the descendants of the people who died digging it up. While the lawyers fight in courtrooms, the clock is ticking underwater. Colombia has declared a national emergency to speed up the recovery. They have dispatched deep-water robots to survey the site. The plan is audacious. Raising a 300-year-old wooden ship from 600 meters deep without it disintegrating into dust is an engineering nightmare. One wrong move and the hull collapses, burying the treasure in the silt forever. Archaeologists are terrified. They fear that in the rush to get the gold, the history will be destroyed. They call it commercial exploitation. The government calls it recovery. $17 billion. It's enough money to change the economy of a nation. It's enough money to make people forget history, honor, and treaties. The San Jose has been resting in the dark for 3 centuries. Now, the lights are on. The sharks are circling. And the battle for the Holy Grail has only just begun. Who do you think deserves the gold? The country that found it? The country that built the ship? Or the people whose ancestors mined it? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the ocean's most controversial mystery, please hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm recommend this story to other history buffs. To join us on our next expedition into the past, make sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, click the bell icon and select all notifications. That way, you won't miss out when we upload our next documentary. Share this video with a friend and ask them, who really owns history? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.